Good morning, YouTube. So with today's video, I'm going to give you my top 5 designer spring fragrances for 2024. Spring of 2024. Spring is in the air. Well, technically not today, because I actually just came back from Chad Secrets and it's like, was 5 degrees Fahrenheit this morning. Almost like, really, it was like minus 20 degrees Celsius. It was just insane. Now, this is not in any numerical order, but number one, first one, whatever you want to say, it's hard to come by, but it's actually on FragranceNet right now. Ralph Lauren Polo Gold Blend. This stuff is really good. Like, for a Polo fragrance, and they're all generic and mass appealing. I like pretty much everything that they put out, minus like Polo Green. Sacrilegious, I know, but this is just a little bit different. It's a little bit nicer. There's lavender, there's apple, there's like lime and lemon, I believe some cardamom, like there's some sort of warm spice that warms this up. There's amber and patchouli, and of course there's gonna be some ginger to energize it. This is pretty much just like a warm, spicy, citrusy, ambery scent with a little bit of spices to it. Really nice. It's more on the casual end. It's like an everyday fragrance is what it is, right? I think it's ageless. I think someone in school can wear it, like college, and someone who's like working, let's say like an old boomer who is like approaching retirement, could still rock this. I think it's just an everyday fragrance for pretty much everybody, and it's so nice. Like, just the spices in this and that ginger, just like the spices, of course, warm it up. The ginger, I just said it, energizes it. And that lime, the lime is what really, for me, shines. I just love lime fragrances. You know, it's a different citrus along with the citron. It's actually citron and lime that, you know, in this fragrance. It's not lemon, but just when you think of citrus, you're thinking of like the typical bergamot, lemon, and grapefruit. But lime, not so much, but this, it's so good. Longevity is going to be about 6 to 7 hours tops. Next fragrance really just don't get any mention at all, and it's going to be a little bit more money, just like pretty much all of these are going to be a little bit more money, all right? But this one, for a luxury fragrance, is very affordable. Dunhill. Dunhill's Nordic Fougère. This is actually quite nice. So there's like kumquat, there's like geranium, bamboo or bamboo leaf, basil, sandalwood, like vanilla, and I find that there is an unlisted lavender note. Like bright kumquat, you're gonna get like the herbal tones of like the basil. So like the basil, that unlisted lavender, kind of give it that fougère component, and like a little bit like maybe a little vintage, old school, but modern. You're gonna get like a little hint of vanilla to sweeten it up, and you're gonna get like the woods. You know, whether it's like bamboo, sandalwood, or whatever, you are gonna get that backbone of woods. And Nordic, you know, so Nordic, cold, very much like this morning. It's still pretty chilly out. It's still like minus 12 degrees Celsius, so I don't know, that's maybe like 10 degrees, maybe like 15 degrees Fahrenheit. It's still a chilly day. This morning was very much like this. Like with the wind, it was very bracing. Now, even though that this is more of a spring scent and perhaps like a cooler summer day, it has that bracing quality. That's what I really like. It's like brisk and crisp. You know, like when the wind is just hitting you, it's that, but not in a bad way. It's just like kind of like refreshing, a little like kind of like wakes you up a little bit. For me, this is a great work scent, just pretty much like an everyday fragrance, you know, but more for a mature guy, like someone who is like already like an adult, like not an adult, like a mature student. But if you wear this as a student, okay, you may have like, I don't want to say sophisticated taste, but this just smells like what maybe someone who's 30 and up would appreciate a little bit more. Longevity, you're gonna get about 6 to 8 hours. Fragrance number 3, this one here, oh boy. The whole brand I'm really getting into, and I really took a deep dive last year in 2023, Kenzo, but this one just never ever gets any mention. Kenzo Power. This is for particular tastes. It's not for everybody. The first couple wearings that I was trying this, I'm like, this ain't for me. But as I started to wear it a little bit more, but more in cooler settings, because a lot of people on Fragrantica say that this is a summer scent. Maybe, but for me, it's more of a spring fragrance, because when you think of spring, you're thinking of grass, greenery, but florals. This does have a floral touch. It's like a soapy floral. There is some warm spices of like cardamom and coriander. There's like labdanum, tolu balsam, florals for sure. I think it's either bergamot or lemon, but for me, I feel like there's like a lemon verbena. Lemon verbena for me, it's just this like the citrus in this just really pops more than something like lemon or bergamot. Smells a little classical, a little vintage, more so than this one here. And this came out in 07, 08. Never really took off, and it comes and goes on FragranceNet. But for me, this is a bit of a unisex fragrance, like a little bit more for an older person. Like, and I'm thinking more than like someone who's older than 30. Like really, I'm thinking 40 plus. This does have like a hint of like maturity, sophistication, which I really am not. You know, I'm not taking a jab at myself. I'm just being honest. Someone who's very cultured, which to me, I'm not all that cultured. I love traveling. I love experiencing different cultures and stuff like that. Most of my friends in Toronto don't look like me. They're just from different cultures. But it's for someone like that. It's pretty much like it is a gentleman's fragrance. Someone who's prim, proper, fashionable, all that kind of stuff. And longevity is going to be about 6 to 7 hours. Number 4, I wish I had a bottle, because this is a hate or love fragrance, and I like it. I really do. Came out last year in 2023. Unfortunately, I don't have the bottle with me. Givenchy Gentleman Society. And you know, I tried borrowing Chad Secrets' bottle earlier today when I met up with him, but he wasn't having any of it, all right?
My bottle. This is my bottle. Get your own. Gonna have a private session over here with it.
Boy, you got issues. Get a room, will ya? But as I said, this fragrance is a hate or love fragrance. I don't love it, but I really enjoy it. And it's, in my opinion, it's different than the other fragrances from the Gentleman line. You know, so this one is definitely more spring and perhaps fall, but it's very, like the name itself, gentlemanly. It's a very gentlemanly fragrance. It's maybe a little bougie, a little like sophisticated, like a lot of the other offerings from this lineup. But this one, this particular fragrance is a little bit different than the other ones. Just, I think they're trying something new with the bottle. But it has a yellow floral, which is going to be narcissus. There is vetiver, there is sage, there is palo santo, cardamom, vetiver, and I believe that is it. But what it pretty much is, it's quite woody with a little bit of spices, a little bit of herbs, and most certainly that yellow floral. Very sophisticated. It's for someone with tastes such as this. It's refined, it's gently, it's cultured, it's mature. Longevity is going to be about 7 to 8 hours. And thanks again to Chad Secrets for not lending me his bottle. You cheapskate. And last but not least, this one did not make the cut, but when I was getting my stuff ready, I'm like, this most certainly has to make this list. Bvlgari, put on. This is actually quite nice. It is a sophisticated fragrance. A lot of the fragrances that I've given you guys are sophisticated, except for this one here, and to some, like maybe a lesser degree, this one here. This one here is the most casual of the bunch. The other ones I would say are more versatile, more signature scent worthy, but this one here is nice as well. It's quite earthy and woody. It's got a really nice green tea, or just like a tea note, like a tea accord, which is very prominent. It's got musk, it's got some lavender, some iris, a little bit more going on. So it is woody. It is a little herbal. It is fresh. It is quite aromatic as well. And that iris does give it a little bit of a powdery undertone. Not a whole lot, but it is there. This fragrance here is very much like this one here, and the Givenchy that chat was too cheap to lend to me. Thank you very much once again, sir. As a very sophisticated, versatile fragrance. This is not going to be for everybody. For me, it's mature, it is classy, it is for someone who's cultured, and all that. There is a little bit of a mature vibe, but not like this one here, and of course the Givenchy. I think that like those two fragrances, I'm thinking like 35 and 40 up would appreciate it more than like this one here. I think is like 30 and up. You know, if you're in your early 20s and you like it, you rock it, hey, you're probably like more of an older soul and probably like a lot more mature than myself. But this is definitely a mature, gently cultured type of fragrance, and longevity is going to be about 6 to 7 hours. And guys, that is my top 5 designer fragrances for the spring of 2023. Any reviews that I've done on these, they will all be down in the description box below. And because that this is a spring designer list, if you want to see years prior, please check out right here. And if you like this very video, please leave me one of these. It really does help with the channel and the algorithm. So thank you for the time, take care, and I will see you later. Thanks for watching, everybody.